guys, welcome once again to another Homerange Poultry YouTube video. Now, like we promised, each and every single week we'll be loading in a new video that will be discussing different things. I want to thank all of you guys who've subscribed. I want to thank all of you guys for all the comments which you normally send, and we'll continue to do more videos to address most of these questions which you guys have. Right, so today's video is going to focus on how to actually formulate and make your own high quality feeds right at home for your chicken. Now, so question is, why should you formulate feeds? Now, one, the most important reason is on the issue of quality guarantee. With the commercial feeds that you buy from your regular guy, you normally do not, there's no guarantee of the quality of the feeds that you're buying. Now, a lot of times, unfortunately for some, there's some who are unscrupulous enough to actually be able to package very low quality feeds in bags for brands which people know are of high quality, and often the problem with that is at the end of the day it's the farmer who suffers because he buys the feeds at a very high price but gets very low quality feed. So it's extremely important for a farmer to be able to learn how to formulate his own very high quality feeds. The second reason why you really need to know how to formulate your own feeds is on the issue of costs. Now, when you buy commercial feeds and rely on the commercial feeds, remember that you're giving back the person who made the feeds, the person who sells ingredients, the company that is distributing, all those guys. You are the one who actually gives them the profit, and at the end of the day, that increases your cost of producing your chicken. And of course, resonantly, when you sell your chicken, you find that your profit margin is very low. So to increase your profit margin, the one thing that you have to know how to do is reduce the cost of your feeds. And remember that 80% of the cost of rearing chicken actually goes towards feeding your chicken. So just by knowing how to formulate your own feeds and reducing that cost of production, you actually increase your profit margin. So for today's class, I'm going to focus basically on making high quality commercial grades, or the high quality feeds for your chicken. And what is amazing is that all these things you can actually be able to do right at your farm. You don't actually need specialized equipment or anything like that. So today I'm going to show you all the ingredients that you actually require. I'm going to take you basically through the process, and for the process, basically what you need is that you have to have formulation. You must get the correct formulation, whether you're making chick mash, broiler mash, or layer mash. Now, once you have the formulation, you go ahead and source ingredients. Now, with the ingredients, you must always make sure you identify different suppliers who focus on different ingredients, and that way you're able to buy high quality feeds instead of using one supplier who often may not have the highest quality of all the ingredients. Okay. Now, the final thing, of course, is on the tools and equipment. It's amazing that the only thing that you really need is just the ingredients and a simple mixer. So for the mixers, we'll show you a simple homemade mixer that you can actually buy and be able to mix your own feeds. Now, right here this is something that we call wheat bran. Okay, so wheat bran, we actually use it as a carbohydrate source. Next to the wheat bran down here, this is something that is called lime. Okay, now lime is often used as a calcium supplement or a mineral supplement. Right next here is something that we call pollen. Okay, this pollen that are often the one that is used for cows. Maize jam, this is maize jam. Now there's a huge difference between maize bran and maize jam. Now if you are not keen and you're not familiar with the two, you can easily be sold maize bran and someone sells to you as if it is maize jam, and those two are very different, especially in terms of their protein content. So you need to make sure that if you want to make high quality feeds, you must use maize jam. Next, right here we have maize. Now I am sure you're wondering, why does the maize look like flour? Well, it's actually grinded maize. If you see, you can see the the maize itself. But of course, for the small chicks, they can't be able to digest these seeds. So what you usually do is we usually grind up the maize, and it's more easily palatable for the chicken. Now, next here, this black substance we have here, and this is just unmistakable. This is sunflower. This is called the sunflower seed cake. Next there, this interesting color looking, this is cotton seed cake. Okay, this is derived from ground up seeds from cotton. Right below here you have some omena of this is basically from the oceans or the lakes. So that's omena. It's a fantastic protein source, especially for feeds, but should not be used excessively because it has its own negative issues if used excessively, which again that we'll discuss during training. And right here we have soya. Now
The thing about soya meal is that for the feeds, you really have to get the correct type of soya, because there are various type of soyas in the market. So whenever you're buying, make sure that you specify that is actually for making poultry feed, so that you're sold the correct soya that does not have too much fat in it, and that has already been well roasted. Now, you definitely need a formula before you formulate your feeds. Now, depending on the type of feeds that you're making, whether it's chick mash, whether it's grower mash, whether it's layer mash, you definitely have to get a formulation that has already been balanced to be able to deliver the protein content levels that are required for your chicken. Now, when it comes to feeds, there are three types. I've mentioned the chick mash. Chick mash is the feed that you feed your chicken from when they are actually day old to when they get to 2 months, which is about 8 weeks. Now, from 8 weeks to around 18 weeks, which is about 4.5 months, we feed the chicken on grower mash. And finally, once your chicken are mature, they are getting into production, that's from around 4.5 months, you switch to giving them some layer mash. So in our formulations, and the one that we cover extensively during our training days, the nitty-gritties of how much of each to mix in your formulation, that is covered during training. And for those guys who will be coming on training on Saturday on 27th of January, they'll be lucky enough to actually get in-depth details about this. So I encourage you to actually consider attending a training to be able to be taught on how to formulate your own quality feeds. You will never regret it, ever. So I'll take you guys through everything else to do with the formulation, from the ingredients, from the tools, and I really hope that the video is actually going to be of assistance to you. So this is a type of small mixer that you can actually acquire for you to be able to use at home. This is a mixer that can actually be able to put in about 50 kg of feed. Now, as you can see inside there, what I've done is that I've put some crossbars to make sure that it mixes the feeds properly. And the good thing about it is that it's very small, it's portable, and you're actually able to use this mixer to mix up a 50 kg bag, without much work. It's electric, so you just fix it to single phase power. There's nothing special. So once you've weighed up all your ingredients based on the formulation, the next thing to do is load them up into the mixer. And as you can see, you can literally see the sunflowers, you can see the soya, you can see the cotton, and the maize germ, and the pollen, and the wheat bran, and the maize, all that is under there. So once you do that, there's one very important thing that you need to do. You need to add the additives, and the additives often usually cover the amino acids which lack in these grains, or rather these ingredients which are grain based. So there are some of the additives which you usually use, such as the DCP, which is a calcium supplement. We need to use some methionine, which is an amino acid supplement. We need to use some lysine. We need to use some toxin binder that kills any, for example, aflatoxins that may be in any of these ingredients. And all those additives have to be acquired so that you add them into your feeds to make sure that you're making the highest quality feeds. So once you do that, as you can see, we've already done that. All we do now is fire up the mixer, and it can start mixing. So let's do that. So as you can see, the mixer inside, what we've done is we've put 2 bars, okay, that make sure that the feed is well mixed, and those bars helps to make sure that the feed is evenly mixed out. So with this small mixer, it only takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and your food is evenly mixed, and it's ready for your chicken. So here is our feed after it's been mixed up, and as you can see, it's even impossible for you to find ingredients such as sunflower, which was black. You can't even be able to find it inside here right now, because the mixer has done a pretty effective work. So it's for this reason, guys, that we always insist that it's always a very good idea to get a mixer. It's very good for you to get such an even mix when you're using up just a spade or a shovel to mix up your feed. So we encourage all farmers to make sure that you acquire a mixer. You can either buy the electric one, or you can just make a homemade mixer.
question, make sure that you post your comment at the bottom of this video, and always remember to subscribe so that you'll be kept updated with all our latest videos.